Magic Talk 0800 844 747.
Before we do that, though, I do want to talk about goals for 2021. It is that time of year when we make goals for the upcoming year. I've tried to make a few. I'm not sure how realistic they are, but I did the same this year. And so I wanted to get someone in that can talk about how to make goals and how to stick to them. Tanya Unkovic is with me again. Tanya, nice to see you again. How are you?
I'm very well. It's good to be here. Thank you.
This must be something you hear about all the time, people trying to set goals at this time of year.
Well, yes. Actually, they try and set them all year, but this is a time when they really go, okay, I've got to do this. I really have to do this. There's something about that fresh start in the new year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Okay, let's talk about some of these bits of advice you have. So how do we start setting goals, and how many is too many?
Well, it's never too many, but you also don't want to overwhelm yourself, right? I always say just start with what is possible right now and maybe take a look at 3 areas of your life: your personal life, your professional life, and maybe in your relationships, and just do one goal in each area. That's a good place to start. But another thing is I always ask people, what is a big problem you've got right now? And what needs to change? What is causing you pain? And is it something that is happening over and over again? And maybe now is your time in life to make this change a must.
Okay, so when we talk about personal, professional, or relationships, what's I guess, an example of a goal for someone in this category?
Well, in your personal life, it might be your health, right? Everyone is always trying to be healthier, whether it be physically or emotionally healthier. It's been a tough year. Some people feel they've taken a step back in their health, in their emotional health. So now is a good time to go, okay, I have to get out of this. I have to get out of this rut. Okay, so that's one area.
Okay, well, how specific do goals have to be? Because you could make the goal there, I just want to be healthier, or you could say, I want to be able to run a marathon, which is also health. So how specific do goals have to be for people to try and stick to them?
The more specific you can be, the better. Because if you're too general, it's going to be too easy just to lose it. You need to be really specific and go, okay, I want to be able to run 26 miles. I want to be able to shed once and for all these pounds and never have them back again, and have that specific number too, and have a good period of time there. So whatever it is, get as specific as you can, because the more specific you are, the more clarity you've got on exactly what you want, you'll be able to focus on that. You'll be able to focus on that final outcome. And that is key.
You've got here, in some of the notes you've provided, start with the why. Why is it important to make these changes? So I guess what you're saying there is you've got to have a reason to make the goal before you actually can achieve it. There's no point in just making something up.
Absolutely. It has to be a very strong, compelling reason. You've got to have a very strong purpose behind it. So if you're saying, I want to make this change for someone else, that isn't going to work. You've got to actually make that change for you. And you've got to know, what are the consequences going to be if I do not make this change? So if that's going to be something that will drive you to do it, then that's great, knowing that the cost of not doing it is too high. But I also encourage people to say, have something to look forward to. Make it something that you're working towards, and that'll be even stronger to help you keep going. Because there are going to be speed bumps along the way, accept it. You need to have something that's going to go, no, I need to do this because I know at the end of 2021, this is how I want to feel, this is who I want to become, this is how much money I want in the bank, or whatever it is, you know?
So it's kind of visualizing it. It goes into that future pace as if it has already happened. You want to visualize yourself reaching those goals.
Yeah, visualize it and feel it as well. So, for example, with a health goal, many people don't feel good about themselves now, and they say, well, it's when I lose these amounts of pounds, that's when I'll start to feel better. Why on earth wait?
Yeah.
Why not start feeling that now, what it's going to feel like at the end of 2021, if that's the date? Why not feel that way now? Because that is one way that you will be able to push through when the times get tough. Don't wait until you've got that goal, got that money, got the boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Start feeling good now.
Why do you think so many people don't manage to continue with their goals? And one of the things that I think about every year is people that get gym memberships at this time of year, and by February, March have kind of fallen off the membership. Why do you think people don't stick to things like that? Is it because they're not specific enough? They're not imagining themselves at the end goal, this sort of thing?
Yeah, they don't have a strong enough reason why, and it's too easy to quit. Often you don't also have the right strategy. So if you don't have the right strategy, it doesn't work, people give up. So I'm going to encourage you that if it doesn't work straight away, or if you find that you plateau, then find a new strategy. You've got to keep, well, it's a bit like sailing, right? You've got to keep tacking in order to get to that finish line. Yeah. And that's the same with goal setting. One strategy may not work for the whole way. You've got to keep chopping and changing. Also getting the right accountability, getting the right help, getting the right advice, but also having that deep why. Yeah. Inside. If you keep remembering that, not only the pain you're going to feel if you don't do it, but also the loss of that dream. You'll regret it.
Yeah. One of the things you've got here, and I'm really interested to talk about this, is develop your muscle of discipline. What does that mean?
Well, it's like wanting to grow a bicep. In order to do that, you've got to do those reps every single day or every week. You've got to work that muscle every week. And it's the same with our muscle of discipline. It's about going, you know what? It has to start with me. I actually have to be the one that gets out of bed, gets in the car and goes to the gym. I have to be the one that picks up the telephone to do the calls with my prospective clients, whatever it is. It has to start from within. And that's why I say build that discipline of muscle, because how you do one thing in life is how you do everything.
For people that will listen to this and then go away and try and set some goals, and this is a question I have personally as well, how many is too many or not enough? So I might have 3 or 4. I might have a financial goal, I might have a physical goal, and maybe something social, which is harder sometimes to make specific. But how many goals should people have for the year ahead, and should they write them down?
Oh, without question, write them down. Start writing everything down. I would say pick the toughest goals first. Okay, and then all of those other little goals that you might have, definitely write them down. However, they may naturally start happening if you tackle those big ones first. Because what happens is who you are changes, and then all those other little goals, you'll probably do them overnight.
Yeah.
You know, so really.
Big ones first.
Absolutely.
What goals have you achieved this year that you can share with us, or what have you done that you're proud of that you've achieved, that you've written down? And
yeah, this year, well, I've been quite bold professionally. I've rebranded, and I'm actually working towards my legacy, one might say, in life. Mm-hmm. And it's something that I've been working towards over the last 15 years, you might say. And I finally stepped out and said, I'm going to do it. It's been scary, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So, I've done that this year.
Great. Okay. Hey, before you go, I've been asking everyone on the program this morning the highlight of 2020, because it's been a difficult year for a lot of people. So I want to hear your highlight and what your goal is. One goal you can share with us for 2021.
Sure. Well, I'm going to be honest and say I've been listening to your show, so I was expecting this question. And I
didn't put you on the spot like everyone else.
So I won't answer what I've already heard. I'll actually say, to be honest, I feel that a highlight for me was to actually see how resilient I really was. And I think a lot of people will relate to this because it's been a tough year. And it's brought up a lot of things for a lot of people, particularly grief and frustration. And if we dig deep, we will all see, wow, I did well this year.
Yeah.
And that's what
we
I'm
got
encouraging.
through it.
We got through it,
One of the interesting things someone raised before is how we kind of became closer even though we were further apart in many ways. And the example I think of is that you would FaceTime your family and friends all the time during lockdown, and you would see them quite a lot online, but perhaps we don't see them that much when we are not in lockdown. We did it because we had nothing else to do and we felt it was important. So I would like to see something like that keep up in the coming years.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. What's your goal for 2021?
To finish my book.
To finish your book? Oh, you're writing a book?
Yeah, I've been writing it actually for about 3 or 4 years. And quite honestly, this year I have actually lived part of the book. I knew that I hadn't finished with the content yet, that I hadn't lived it yet, but this year I feel that I have. So I am now so driven to write that. So when you say, what's that goal at the end, I'm going to visualize again what it feels like to hold my book in my hand.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's what I need to do. One of my goals is to write a children's book, and I've been trying to do that for years and haven't got it done. So that will be something that I will visualize for the next few months. Tanya Unkovich, I appreciate your time. Elite Transformation Specialist. Tanya, before you go, where can people reach you or seek your services?
Look, I'm all over social media and also my website, tanyaunkovich.com.
Tanya, appreciate your time. Merry Christmas.
Yes, you too. Thank you.